DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. David Locke going to join us coming up at 8:30. David Locke has said that Darryn Peterson might turn out to be Donovan Mitchell special. What is your standard?
Higher than that.
Right? You want him to do everything Mitchell's done and then some more, including more playoff wins.
Well, Donovan Mitchell
NBA Finals
and
championship.
Darryn Peterson have combined for the exact same number of not series wins, but conference final individual game wins. 0.
There you go. Do you want to be a 25-point-a-game scorer like Donovan Mitchell? Yeah. All-NBA like Donovan Mitchell? Yeah. But more playoff wins?
I want Darryn Peterson
defender?
to be first-team All-NBA. Donovan Mitchell is an outstanding player, but he's not first-team All-NBA.
One time. He's been second-team twice.
No. He's not good enough.
Want more. No, I get it.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with Donovan Mitchell.
But top it.
What I want Darryn Peterson to have is Donovan Mitchell's drive, Donovan Mitchell's desire, Donovan Mitchell's competitive nature. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Donovan Mitchell they list him at 6'3". I don't think he's 6'3", unless he's grown since we stood next to him a million times.
Yeah, right.
But for what his physical attributes that he was given, he has achieved an enormous amount. This is no knock on Donovan Mitchell.
Can he be a better defender? 6'5", he's a bigger guy.
He has to
bigger,
be.
more physical.
He has to be.
He's got the Kobe tap. We got a question about that. We'll have to get to that as well. But that mentality at both ends of the floor.
Yes.
Not good. Great at both ends of the floor.
Darryn Peterson has to be, in order to fulfill his enormous potential, he's got to be in the top 10 at his position all time.
Cool.
That's what we're looking at.
Sign us up. Let's go.
That's what he's got to be thinking. I think that's what the fan base is thinking. And they're thinking, Donovan Mitchell? No. And reiterate, say again, this is 0 knock on Donovan Mitchell. And I'd take right now Donovan Mitchell's intensity and plaster it all over Darryn Peterson. I mean, I think the world of Donovan Mitchell as a ball player, but he's just short. He's limited in that he can't be taller. And seeing over double teams and whatnot, Darryn Peterson has all those skills plus the size. 6'9" reach. 6'9" reach.
Better be some deflections and some steals.
Do I make myself
rebounds.
clear?
I think you did.
No, say it one more time.
6'9".
That got him. You got him, Yak. He didn't
Well, the way he
expect
said
that.
it so seriously, he played it well.
He did.
So, yeah.
Hit us one more time. Go.
Yes. Now, if you would have said it like that, I could have done it. But the way you said it with a serious look on your face. So with that in mind, yeah, I'm expecting more. And the funny thing, I listen to Locke's podcast, and we'll get him here in 20 minutes, is he goes on, you don't get a player like this. You draft second. This is all time, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, maybe Donovan Mitchell special. That was kind of a come down.
When you say top 10 at a position, like Mitchell's been first team All-NBA once and second team twice. But the guys you're talking about have been All-NBA 8, 10, 12 times.
Yeah, I'm talking historically.
And more playoff success because we're all craving that.
Well, it goes hand in hand.
That's how you keep getting there every year. Have some playoff success.
Yeah. I mean, Stockton and Nash didn't get to the ultimate, but they had a ton of playoff success. And so we have no problem putting him in there as far as the lead guy. Mm-hmm. And what the point guard position obviously has changed over recent times. But traditionally,
Steph Curry, Magic, and Oscar Robertson, old-timers. Steph Curry more recently.
And we'll see what Jalen Brunson can do.
Stockton,
can he build
Nash,
upon it?
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, those are all-time guys.
Yep.
I want Darryn Peterson to be in that all-time conversation. I'll never hear it because when he's done, I'll be dead.
There it is.
Yeah. Well, I should say you never hear. I don't know what I'll hear. Who knows? You know what I mean?
You'll be observing for the great.
Well, it always cracks me up.
The great press box in the sky.
God wouldn't do this. Well, who gives you the right to talk for God?
Could be a curveball.
Especially for people who don't claim they're religious and they start mocking people who are. Well, blah, 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 blah. How do you know? I'll be the first to tell you. I got no idea.
Bum, bum, bum.
So maybe I am. Maybe they have big screens out there.
The ultimate man cave.
Yeah. You know, you got a big TV. Maybe
Man cave in the sky.
Yeah.
Man.
Who knows?
MCITS.
Right? I mean, let's call it like it is, man.
I got a big TV.
Yeah, you do. If there ain't pizza in the afterlife, what's the point?
Not this deep dish stuff from Chicago
I just
either.
don't want to be doing violins all day long. I mean,
Thin crust people.
that sounds and sit on clouds? No. I want to be doing the stuff that I like here, right? If I don't get the boogie board in the afterlife, then don't put me there. No, not the big waves anymore, the smaller ones.
3-footers, that's plenty.
Oh, for sure.
Don't
Just
need the 6-footers.
go out, a certain amount of distance from the shore and ride it in. Have a little thrill when did I catch this one? Yeah, I'm good. That's what I want, right?
David's with you. He posts on our Facebook page, DJ and PK. Got a lot of people weighing in. David Locke saying Darryn Peterson maybe turns out to be Donovan Mitchell special. What's your standard? David says because of his size and his defensive ability mixed with his ball handling, 4-level scoring, I would say he's going to be a better player than
4?
Mitchell.
I thought there was only 3.
I thought so too. I was reading that. I was like, is he like referring to the free throw line? Is he, at the rim, mid-range 2, 3-pointer?
Darryn Peterson has the opportunity to be the best half-court shooter of all time.
I was thinking maybe the logo 3 is the 4th level.
I don't know. I'm still only get you 3.
Randy says he's bigger and better defensively. He will be better. He is the Mountain Mamba. You like it? No, because it's not yours. If you
There's
come
no
up
such
with
thing as a mountain mom.
there's about to be.
No, I think that the Mamba only relates to one.
Can't borrow that.
You don't come up with some guy and whose last name begins with J or first name and call me Dr. J. You can't do that. There's only one Dr. J.
Jessica says he'll be better than a Mitchell special because we all know the Jazz ditched that plan fast. Okay, well, they ditched it in part because they thought he didn't want to stay. And they thought he didn't want to stay because he said, I don't want to re-up. So that wasn't purely a talent trade. That was kind of a big clue.
And yesterday you told me the legislator who ripped him got beat.
He did.
You were celebrating it. You wanted to high-five me.
Did not want to high-five you.
Well, because I had no clue who he was.
That was
You asked me, did you see so-and-so? No clue.
I think your wife knew, but you
Oh, there's no way she knew.
Oh, really? She was just being agreeable?
She knows about local elections?
I don't know what she knows or doesn't know. I thought she knew sitting there in the golf cart.
Oh, I got to ask her.
Okay.
What's the guy's name?
I'll just text her and find out. I'll just leave you out of it.
You don't want to say the guy's name?
His name's Stuart Adams. But I don't think you're going to remember it in
Who doesn't
however
remember
many
that?
hours.
It's an easy remember.
Well, I said his name yesterday. You don't remember it now, so I just kind of given up on that.
No. I'm going to text her. Did you know that Stuart Adams got beat? Oh, I'm going to do it right now.
Okay, you do that.
And what was he running? What was
He
mayor?
He's in the state legislature.
Oh, well, you told me he got beat, so he's out now, right?
Yeah, 6 or 7 months. Yeah.
Oh, well, raise
Whenever
Cain in
they-
those 6 or
whenever
7
they-
months.
Yeah.
6 or
It
7
was a
months?
it was a primary. They got to do the general election, and then there's usually a while before everybody takes office.
Really? Did you vote?
Yes.
Okay. That's funny you say that because
What?
you think she
Why is it
knows
funny?
about it? When we got in the cart, she said she has the pickleball club and book club and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. She said on Tuesday, or maybe it was the ladies golf league, that they were talking about today's election day. And she looked at him, and she said to me that she thought to herself, for what?
So it depends on where you live. Some people didn't have much to vote on.
Yeah, but she had no clue it was election day.
You didn't get
Neither
anything in
did
the mail?
I.
Oh, you didn't get anything in the mail? That's how I knew.
I have no idea. I never look at the mail.
I look at the mail. I usually bring it in.
She
brings it in.
I bring it in on 3. Family on 3. Bring it in.
Thank you, Kyle Whittingham.
That's the only bring in I do. No.
Brandon wants more out of Peterson. He says Mitchell sucked in clutch time and next to no defense.
He did not suck in clutch time. I push against that big time.
The next to no defense at the end here in Utah was a thing.
Okay.
He was not crushing himself at the defensive end.
You got me there.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
Which is funny because that's how he announced himself.
Is not viewed. The logo, Mr. Clutch, is not in a defensive stance.
No, usually
So
clutch time.
not
clutch time
usually, always.
Usually referred to in-game action hit and shot, but it can also be free throws. That where the game
Not
stops and everybody
usually,
stares.
always.
It's always free throws?
No, it's always offense.
It's just the offensive end. Okay.
You don't get, boy, Robert Horry, he was clutch. He got that rebound. Nobody says that. He hit some shots.
They were saying in New York about that rebound.
Big deflection, Bob. That doesn't really roll off the tongue.
We should give that to somebody to make it stick. Big deflection, Bob.
Right?
Yeah.
It's Big Shot Bob.
Maybe like Concha or something. Somebody who's good at that kind of stuff. Got to come up with a defensive nickname for him.
That would require him to be in the game.
The glove.
At clutch time.
Yeah, it would. Right. Yeah. You got to play the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yes.
The glove. There aren't very many defensive nicknames. That'd be one.
So
I don't know if I'm coming up with 2 or 3, but I got one.
If you wanted to say Mitchell wasn't clutch, I disagree.
Kevin, I sure hope he's better than that.
Yeah. I think that Locke got enamored with Mitchell. He was raised right and all that stuff.
Mason, then we went through all that losing just to get another Donovan Mitchell when we already had Donovan Mitchell. The way you put that made this entire process sound like a giant, pointless circle.
Well, sort of pro sports is when you think about it.
I was going to say, the people I know think he spent a lot of time on sports to be like, it's all kind of pointless, isn't it?
But that's the point of it.
Go have some fun.
Right.
It's not the most important thing in the world.
Right.
But
once you come to that conclusion, it becomes a lot better.
you go out there and go to a game and have fun with friends. And
Yeah. And
I think a lot more people than I think people assume have come to that conclusion. And I think that's the reason that game management is such a thing in arenas. What they do with the lights and the scoreboard and the mascots and the contests and the lighting up the ice at the hockey game and projecting all that, that part's a show. That doesn't have to do with the winning and the losing and who's bigger, faster, stronger, more skilled.
Uh-huh.
But all the owners, or in the case of college sports, the athletic directors, realize you can't win them all. But people need to be entertained every time they're going to come if they're going to keep coming. So what are the elements of the show that are fun? And you take a kid to the game and the kid laughs because the mascot has silly string. Okay, now you feel happy about taking your kid or your niece or nephew or little brother or sister or whatever to the game. Whether they hit the big shot, score the goal, the touchdown, hit the home run, whatever.
yeah, I mean, you want that. You don't want to go see your team get your brains beat out all the time.
No, you don't.
So you need some of that.
Having done that,
the product on the floor / field court needs to be good.
And yet the arena was full. Now it won't last forever. But that hope we always talk about, pro teams selling, the Jazz have been selling that for 4 years, and I don't know how much longer they could have sold it.
Well, I think for the Jazz, it was let's get out of the house in the winter and have a nice night out. Maybe you go to the Toyota Club and have dinner there, or you go to some restaurant adjacent to the downtown. But I think going forward, it's going to be, man, let's go to the Jazz game tonight. They're playing
whoever, and does the win streak get to 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, right?
So the storyline and the intent and purpose will change because the game will matter. You'll see great plays. Everybody, we'll see it immediately next week. Darryn Peterson, and when he hits his first bucket and makes his first little smooth move, you'll hear an "oh" in the crowd. I know you will. And they're going to be super excited about it when he does his thing. And that's something that you're going to look forward to, and then you want to be in on the action when the season starts, and the TV ratings and all that are going to be through the roof because people are going to be back, and it's going to be appointment viewing again, and the 4 years is over. And so now it's time to go and to see what they got and to see Jaren Jackson, because you really didn't get to see him, right? Both the games that he played were the away games, and so now he'll be in town, down in Florida or Atlanta or somewhere down there, and now you'll be able to see what he can do. And he's in town working out. That tells you about him. He was raised right. We're starting to get into that territory.
Yay!
He's actually in town working out. What does it say about Jaren Jackson's character? We're starting to go down those lines again because he chooses to work out in town. Wow, man, that's something, right? All this stuff. And so the excitement is building. And yeah, I get it. And it's going to be the place to be. I mean,
he did play a home game. He played one.
I thought he did.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
So now you can make a joke about whether that was really an NBA game.
Well, it was.
That was a Tankapalooza special.
But he played, and now he's going to be playing a whole lot more and all this stuff. And Peterson, the thing about it, if this would have been last year and you got Darryn Peterson, he would be the big draw going into this next season. Well, he is a significant draw, but the cool thing about it is there's other draws too.
No, people want to see how much better. Yeah, people want to see how much better Ace Bailey is going to be. And you're right; they want a bigger sample size of Jackson. And how is Markkanen going to perform on a much better team?
And Kessler with his fat contract.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Especially now.
Block a bunch of shots and grab a bunch of rebounds, hopefully.
When you become the best player on the team in terms of what you bring. What you bring, nobody brings better. So you have a vital role. And now you're going into you got the contract, man. You got your second contract. That's what it's about. Once you get that second contract, expectations rise exponentially with that. And it's not some Sivi Malahulik second contract. This is an important
9 figures, baby.
Yeah. Sivi? That's a new one.
Well, I don't know what his name is.
Svi Mikhailuk.
That's a tongue twister. I'm never going to learn that.
It's a great name.
It's a fun name, and good for him.
Strong Ukrainian name.
He's been in the league now a number of years. I couldn't be happier for the guy.
Former Kansas Jayhawk, like Darryn Peterson.
Right, I know where he played, but he's been in the league a long time, and that's for guys like him. Survival in the league, you got my extreme admiration that you've been able to do that and be in the league this long, and you make that kind of money, and you get to play ball, and you go on charters, and you go to 5-star hotels. Yeah, he ain't complaining anytime soon.
Take your $3-4 million a year and live the good life.
Well, he's been fairly open about just that. Like, it's a good life if you can have it.
And be a team guy, pat guys on the back during the timeouts, on the butt, and away you go. Yeah, he's got some talent and he's got some brains too. Nothing wrong. That's awesome.
We've always said 10 years in pro sports. It doesn't matter, baseball, basketball, whatever. 10 years is a heck of an accomplishment, and he's got 8.
Yeah.
This will be 9 next season.
Right, but he's always going to have a minimal level of expectation. Walker Kessler, no. Once you sign...
You sign the 9-figure deal, it's a different deal.
Right. And...
You're not living around the minimum anymore.
It's not the all-shucks Walker Kessler anymore that it's been. And it's not the all sit there in your civilian clothes and smile on the bench for Larry Markkanen now. Now expectations are higher, and if you don't meet them, I'm not the kind of guy who would boo, but that stuff needs to be out there. And we're done with, he likes the outdoors and he likes Utah. I couldn't give a flying you-know-what about that. Now it's about how much you produce and help this team win. That's where we're at.
DJ PK, when we come back, David Locke joins us. Stay with us. We'll get his thoughts on the draft. Should the Jazz get in on the Jaylen Brown trade talk? And what are they going to add to the roster here? What are the key needs now that you know who they drafted? That's all next. Stay with us.
Welcome to
This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson.
Everything I have heard. Walker loves Utah. Walker wants to be in Utah. Walker's happy in Utah. Walker would prefer to end up in Utah, but he just wants as much money as possible.
He was around the team an incredible amount last year.
Yep, he was.
He was with them on the road on trips that he absolutely did not need to go to for a player that shut it down for the entire year. And he was with him at the end of the year, again, where he had even less incentive to be with the team, around the players, around the new players in Jaren Jackson Jr.
The Jazz love Walker the person. They really like Walker the player. They want him to be a part of their team. But you can't pay the wrong person too much money because then you're not building a championship team anymore. You know, you're not building a contending team. You're just paying your dudes because you like your dudes, and that's not the job. You've got to get everybody in the right place at the right price.
Catch Jake and Ben afternoons from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Coming up, Brennan Haywood, 14-year NBA veteran, current NBA TV and college basketball TV analyst, will join us at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, and we will talk NBA hoops with him. David Locke is going to join us here momentarily, and we'll talk NBA hoops with him.
Sweet.
See the 53-point game in the WNBA last night? Light it
Team
up.
only scored 53 points?
No, one player scored 53 points.
No, I did not.
A new record.
I missed that.
Okay.
Well, it can't be an old record.
DJ PK, we are talking now with David Locke. He joins us. David, good morning.
We're back at Friday, the day that I'm supposed to talk to DJ PK. You cap it off with the two greatest of all time, and that's what I get to do. David James, an institution in the state of Utah, staying longer than Stockton and Malone. Wait, what's going on? Oh, you're just making sound effects. Okay. And then Patrick Kinahan, maybe the most brilliantly misunderstood man on the planet.
Boo.
No, why would we boo PK?
They're not booing, they're chanting boozer.
Question I pondered.
I personally just want, in life at this point in my life, I want authentic curiosity and pure authenticity in life with people, and there's no one that's more authentic than Patrick Kinahan, other than no one's ever told him his singing sucks.
We should put it out there. Does my singing suck?
It sucks. Okay. Just thought I'd let you know. Really, really, really sucks.
That's the point.
So many questions for you this morning, David. Let's start with this one.
All right.
The Jaylen Brown trade rumors.
I'll be short-winded. How's that?
Okay. Jaylen Brown trade rumors. Portland, Atlanta, New Orleans, 4 first-round draft picks. That's what the Celtics are going to demand. Should Utah get in on this, it would almost certainly mean Markkanen gets moved. If they want a second starter, I'm out of the pool. I don't even want to give up the 4 draft picks either, maybe 1 or 2. What do you think? Should the Jazz get into this? Where's the line in the sand where they got to get out of this, even if they have some early talks?
The conversation is reasonable because, quite honestly, if you slide him into our roster, it feels as though he fits much better than what you see with Lauri Markkanen. He's a natural small forward. And it fits better. I understand that Jaylen Brown was a top 5 MVP candidate this year and was really fabulous. But Jaylen Brown is not the player that I would make this kind of move for. I don't think he's a number 1, honestly. He's not efficient offensively. Yeah, I mean, basically that's the issue with him. He plays defense. He does everything else. He plays his butt off. He's a top 5 or 6 MVP candidate this last year without Jason Tatum. But I'm not sure I would want to roll out $55, $60 million for him, and nor is Boston. And that should actually open your eyes a little bit. So that's my I don't want to disparage a top 6 MVP candidate last year, but Jaylen Brown's one that I just when you dig into the efficiency numbers, you dig into kind of his offensive profile, you dig into to me, he's not the number one that's getting you over the top. And I don't want to say I think he's overrated, but I don't think he's a top 5 or top 10 player in the NBA.
+2, man. I'm excited about this Jazz group. I want to see what these guys can do with this coach this season. I don't want another move. I've had too many moves. I want some continuity now.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to just flip to the other side of this argument for a moment. Like, there are some things that are clearly a problem with this roster as it sits right now. And this is the most wonderful thing about what's happened in the Jaren Jackson acquisition and the Darryn Peterson drafting, is we can now talk about basketball on like a championship level.
Right.
Like, okay, if you're going to try to really win 50 to 55 games, this roster has the following flaws, and we can discuss it. And those flaws are: we don't have enough ball handling, Jaylen Brown can handle. We don't have enough self-shot creation, Jaylen Brown can self-shot create. We do not have a perimeter defender on the roster. Jaylen Brown's a pretty good on-ball defender. Like, there are reasons why, and there are weaknesses in this current iteration of this roster, even before it plays a game, that are abundantly obvious. And Jaylen Brown does fit all of them. I personally am so obsessed with some of the numbers and offensive efficiency, and, you know, I don't think you win with it. I have a number of metrics for those who followed me for a long time called points gained. Jaylen Brown is a below average offensive points gained player, which means that if you gave it a collection of average NBA players the same amount of possessions as Jaylen Brown, they actually would score more points than he would. He's just a high-volume offensive player. That is not my preference, personally. But on this iteration of the Utah Jazz, we have some pretty glaring weaknesses if we're trying to be a championship team, and Jaylen Brown does address most of them. So it makes sense. I'm just not sure I think he's the guy. And I don't love the number.
Let's assume they don't make that deal. And they keep this roster together. The PK and lots of fans weighing in on Facebook were saying the same thing. Hey, this group looks pretty good. Let's see what they can do. What are you adding first? I think it's 12 spots spoken for, assuming Kessler, Peterson would be 10 guys under contract. They'd be 11, 12. You got 3 spots left. How you deploying the roster spots and the money to shore this group up?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you need probably a backup center, so that's hopefully Nurk, but not a lot of minutes there. We can talk about that on the side note if you want. I'm trying to be brief today. You need another ball handler. We just don't have enough ball handlers. You actually need more shooting. We don't have very good shooting. And in that combination, we need someone tough as PK. We need someone with the grit and toughness of Patrick Ewing. Still not a lot. I don't know if we have toughness, honestly. Like, it's easy to say we don't have it. I've never seen it. Never really asked any of these guys to have toughness either, right? Like, we didn't know that Stephen Castle, maybe we did from UConn, Dylan Harper, Julian Champagny, that these guys had that until they had to. So I guess we'll find out. But as of right now, like, I would like to get somebody on the roster who, as Rudy Tomjanovich talked about, you got to have some guys on the roster that when there's going to be 3 storms this season and they're unfazed. And some guys who also, or even you've lost 2 in a row, the pressure's mounting, you're down by 7, there's 8 minutes left, the crowd's murmuring, and somebody comes in and kicks somebody's you-know-what for a minute and kind of enlivens everything. So, like Marcus Smart, Max Strus, Tobias Harris did it for Detroit this year. Like, somebody like that, I think we need on this roster.
Can Will Hardy set the tone for that in the way Jerry Sloan did?
Yeah, I think you're in trouble if you're asking your coach to lead you all 82 games.
I didn't say lead. I just said set the tone.
Yeah, I mean, Will's insanely competitive. He'll set that tone and show that expectation. We've seen that out of him. But I'll say it. So, yes, Will can do that. If you are relying on your coach to do that for all 82 games, you're in trouble.
Is there anybody on the Jazz roster who could provide a bit of that or no? the Svi, Conchar, just be the junkyard dog who comes in. And we just didn't see it because there were so many blowout games and they weren't trying to win.
100%. Like, pretty unfair to say these guys aren't tough when they haven't been asked to be. But usually it's someone who's been through a few of the storms of the NBA. Usually it's someone who's, got a little bit of something in their back pocket where they can remember what they've been through before to know that they can get through this now. I think that's what the Knicks had as a group, right, is that they all guys have all been around a little bit. They're not old, but they've all been around. Like OG had watched the championship team. Kel Bridges had won a national title. Jalen had won a national title. They've just been around, and they were able to carry as a group. Oklahoma City didn't have a lot of that beforehand, though Alex Caruso is that tough guy. They had Isaiah Hartenstein. Those are two probably good comparisons to kind of what I'm talking about is that kind of veteran player. I mean, maybe it's Lou Dort. He cannot shoot, but maybe it's Lou Dort who we add to this roster if he becomes available, who can bring you a little bit of that junkyard dog toughness and you figure out a way to make him just good enough offensively.
Darryn Peterson, I listened to your thing. You're excited about it, as you should be. Maybe Donovan Mitchell special. And I love Donovan Mitchell. I just don't think that Darryn Peterson should settle for that. I think he needs, when it's said and done in 15 or whatever years, he needs to be in the conversation as one of the better all-time guards in the history of the league. That's the standard I'm setting.
If you're a number one and number two pick of an NBA draft, and it's a great draft, your goal should be the Hall of Fame, because that's where most of them end up. So I don't know if I can go as high as you just went. And again, Mitch Richmond's in the Hall of Fame, so you never know. So maybe it's not as great. Sacramento reference for DJ. The kid could be great. I don't know really how to react to saying he should be one of the greatest guards to ever play the game. I think Ray Allen's one of the greatest guards to ever play the game, so that would be in the mix of possibilities. I don't know if you think Devin Booker is one of the greatest guards to ever play in the game, but I think that's in the mix of possibilities. Donovan is certainly one of the greatest guards to ever play in the history of the game. If he's a 6'6" Donovan Mitchell, he takes care of most of Donovan's weaknesses.
Right.
There's a chance, man. You just don't get talent like this. This is special stuff. He's probably the best player to ever be drafted by the Utah Jazz. No offense to Darren and Daryl Griffith. You just don't get this. This is not the kind of player that you could. To get a player like this, you have to have the right year that you're not good. 2, you have to have lottery luck, and 3, you got to have a draft that has players like this. You could have gotten the Anthony Bennett draft. You could have gotten, the Michael Olakandi draft. You could have gotten a lot of these others. Even recently, which was a decent draft, Paul Boncaro, Chet Holmgren, and Jabari Smith 1, 2, and 3. It was a good draft, but it's not that good, right? These guys, all of these guys up top seem like they could be really, really special. They won't be. It's not how it works. But somebody here is going to hit. Someone's going to hit big. And Darren's as likely as any other.
It wasn't that long ago that you were telling us the offense could be running through Ace Bailey. They could be turning over the keys to him by midseason. Now, Peterson figures to have the ball in his hands. Keontae George figures to have the ball in his hands. Is Ace Bailey going to be that awesome? You still think that happens? Does this draft pick change that arc? What are you expecting?
No, I'm all in on Ace Bailey. I think he's great. And I think maybe more importantly, what has maybe not been talked about enough about Ace Bailey is what Ace Bailey showed us in year one is he's about improvement, he's about team, and most importantly, he's about his teammates. There just are not that many guys that are about their teammates. Understandably, the system's not that. PK wasn't about his teammates when he was rising up through the writing ranks in the Daily Breeze. He was about his great piece every day. Most of us weren't. I wasn't particularly interested in the well-being of my teammates at Sports Radio 570. I was pretty interested in my ratings. Let's be perfectly honest about it.
Sure.
At 22 years old, there aren't that many guys that are about their teammates. Ace Bailey's about his teammates. It's really special. He's a neat kid, and he's about improvement. He's about his team and his teammates. And we didn't know that when we drafted him. And that's probably been the biggest revelation about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey could be great. Ace Bailey could be Tracy McGrady great. Tracy McGrady was 7-time All-Star, 7-time top 10 MVP candidate player. that is a huge comment to say someone can be Tracy McGrady. I think Ace Bailey could be really, really good. He's got some little things he's got to work on. He's allergic to the free throw line. His shot numbers need to be better. They'll get better as he plays with better players. He's got, his hands aren't huge. He's got to figure out how he's going to get a good handle without John Stockton has massive hands. If you go back and look at his combine numbers on that, some of those, he's got a little, but I'm a big Ace Bailey believer. I think I would guess, I do think Will is naturally offensive-minded. I would guess that our closing five is Keontae, Darryn, Ace, Lowry, and Darryn. If that group shows it can rebound enough to be a closing five, it may not. You could go to all sorts of people in that setup, right? Like your primary set could be a nice little pin down for Lowry and let him turn the corner and all 7-1, Ivan Dragic, power and muscular fit powering to the rim on somebody, or you're catching Jaren Jackson in the right corner for a three out of that, which is probably the option that the other team wants, or you have Darryn and Keontae playing off that with Ace. There's a lot of options here that are pretty great. I do think Ace Bailey's 6'9", elevating, getting a shooting pocket, getting a little stronger, working like the kid's going to be great. But I'm in on Ace Bailey. I'm in on Darryn Peterson. We've got an unbelievable, if things, barring injuries, the good thing is that people got knocked out of their primaries, so we don't have to worry about that. For those who got that joke, that was funny. Something bizarre happening, like a legislator criticizing a player for autistic, that just sours people forever, or something crazy. We got a good run here. We got three or 4 years with this group, and then we've got a group that's Ace Bailey, Darryn Peterson, hopefully, and whatever pieces you put around it. This is incredible.
Well, I think the flip side to be that, let's just hope the players stay off social media and don't get caught up in that.
Yeah, that could be the flip side, but I don't think anyone really enjoys being insulted. Basically, we don't need to go down the road. It was out of line. I'll stick where I am. I feel pretty comfortable where I am on that one.
We'll leave it right there, David. Thanks as always. We'll talk to you next week.
You bet.
When we come back, Brennan Hayward, 14-year NBA veteran, current NBA TV and college basketball TV analyst. He's going to join us at the top of the hour. Stay with us right here on The Zone.
3, 2, 1. This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeComb.
Joining us now, it is Kurt Heelan, NBC Sports Pro Basketball Talk.com.
You mentioned Walker Kessler, and what do you make of that? What do you read between the lines, I guess?
Look, it sucks to be a restricted free agent in the modern NBA because your leverage is largely gone if the team that has your rights lets it be known they're going to re-sign you, which is rightfully what Utah's doing. Does it drive down his market? Yeah, that's kind of the point too. But the reality is they're not letting him go. They can match and force a sign and at worst force a sign and trade and get back other things they want. So I think this is the agent trying to, we're not happy. At the end of the day, the sides will come to a number and agree to it. And if he's really frustrated, you push for a shorter deal. You try to get back on the market sooner, and maybe Danny's good with that, and you figure something out.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Kazoo night.
Oh, man. I got that off air.
I
got that on air.
You still deserved a kazoo night. That was a big sneeze.
I know. Some of it got on your arm.
Oh. You are a 12-year-old man.
It's definitely a Friday.
It is. It's 8:53 on a Friday.
Well, Locke got all heavy, so I had to lighten the mood.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly. All right, so what do you think of the Jaylen Brown? Is that basically what you wanted to hear out of him on Jaylen Brown? Since that seems to be the story going forward. I mean, I know the draft is a big story and that'll evolve, but this will be a big trade when it's made. A lot of assets will change hands.
They don't have a perimeter defender? Well, Darryn Peterson and Ace Bailey? Can't those guys defend? What skill do you need that they don't have? That's good radio.
It is, actually.
I was off the air. You can't control a sneeze.
That's on your arm.
That was not off air, trust me. right into my ears, which I know are going over air.
Yeah, but what am I supposed to do? Run out the window, out the door?
No, you're good. You're good.
That's why I said kazoo night. There's nothing you're going to do about it. The perimeter defender isn't my primary worry. The perimeter ball handler is. I think the defense is going to be a lot.
You want to sign Curly Neal?
Better.
Somebody who can dribble? That's going to solve the problems?
I want someone who's not going to turn it over in the clutch, who's been there before. It is tough for people who have not been there before, and they tend to turn it over in the clutch.
Well, let them grow. So what? They haven't been there before. So let them experience that now, and then you come back next year. If the talent is there and they just need the experience, then we're good to go because they'll get the experience.
Well, you got 3 roster spots and money. What do you want? That's what I want. And you're right. If they didn't have the roster spots and the money, that's exactly what I would say. But since they have it, I think they clearly need a backup center. I think they're okay. I think they're okay with the backups at 3 and 4. I think when Markkanen slides over, if he's the backup 4, maybe Filipowski comes in. But if Markkanen slides over and he's the backup 4, Ace Bailey and Darryn Peterson together would be just fine.
I don't want some Marcus Smart taking minutes from these young guys.
That is
what good does that do?
That is certainly consideration. And there is a sliding scale between the veteran who's going to think he needs to play 25 or 30 minutes a game and bringing in
another John Starks and he creates a problem.
And bringing in, that's a great example, or bringing in a 37-year-old guy is just like, who doesn't play and is in the ceremonial coach role, which they just did.
I don't need that. Let these guys grow. Yeah. Let them fall and stutter and stumble and rise up again.
Is there someone other than Patty Mills who's basically done and is a favorite and is a coach assistant?
And John Starks, who ends guy, so then you have to say, he's the savvy veteran. He's going to teach these boys how to be pros. That's just a bunch of cliche nonsense. These guys, Darryn Peterson and Ace DeBonsa, have been pros for 5 years now. They've been treated as such. We got to stop with this dumb. This is the way the handbook says. Get some savvy veteran, and he can teach them how to tie their shoes and teach them what it means to be a professional. Let them learn on the go, and then they can stumble, get back up, and roll the next year, the next week, the next month, whatever it might be. I want these guys to be in tough situations now. That's the best experience. You want to learn how to swim? Jump in the water. Get yourself some foundation of what you're supposed to do, and then get in the water. You got to go. I don't want somebody coming in here. I don't want Lou Dort coming in here for what? To take minutes away from George and Bailey and Peterson? No.
I love the George Bailey. Thank you for that. And to raise the level of competition and make them improve right now. You got to earn your way onto the court. You're not gonna grease the skids to get you into the game. They're going to add a 5th guard to the roster. Might as well be somebody who's good. And then that raises, that's the old Steve Cleveland, raises the level of competition. You want to get on the floor?
They've got competition among themselves now.
There's playing time for four guys, which is where they sit right now. They're going to bring in a 5th.
Fine, bring in 10. Yeah. I don't care. But I want these guys I want them to stumble. Now is the time.
Well, I'm certain we will see that. The question is at what point?
That will set them up for next year. And get them as much experience now and learn how to win and suffer losses to where the losses actually are held accountable for, and we don't have to hear, oh, man, these young guys, blah, 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 blah. No, they blew it, and sure, they're young. We understand that, but they need to get better. Set the standard as high as you could possibly set it, because that's the only way you're going to meet it. The Spurs did that this very season. They had a bunch of dudes on the bench with experience, and they rarely got in the game. Isn't that better?
Brendan Haywood, 14-year NBA veteran, current NBA TV and college basketball TV analyst. We will talk NBA draft and free agency and big-time trades with him next. Stay with us.